Welcome you here. And we never say captain, we say Rais.
Rais.
Rais, it means big boss.
Big boss.
And he's the big boss. Okay, and before, I know this piece of paper has a very good info, but I want to tell, I'm sorry. You were not here. You were not in time. You were not in time.
Oh, I was here.
Are you sure? I have cameras. I can watch.
You gotta be careful he didn't hit his head.
Oh, thank you, God.
Right.
Okay. So انا بس بديله رئيس حته صغيره كده على موضوع الرئيس وهرجع لك على طول.
انا فاهم.
تعيش يا رئيس. I'm telling our Rais, we always say our Rais, not our captain, that I want to give you like a background, because navigating through the Nile is not like the rivers in Europe, like in China, like in the US. It's different. Why it's different? First of all, I want you to see this picture here. You will see this gentleman in the picture. He is now the chief of all of the fleet of Viking. Yes, on the picture. And now, if you watch the videos from the launching of the very recent vessel of Viking, you're gonna find him with the CEO, Mr. Hagen. And this is the story because all of them, they have the experience. We always say the Nile, for them, it's the map in their mind. And they can read their hand. They can know the Nile map like they're reading their hand. And for sure, it was not acceptable at the very beginning when Viking started to have those experienced ones, because Viking has now almost 100 ships between the ocean and the river, more than 15 ocean and maybe the rest is river, and the fleet is growing. And for them, the captain is the very handsome with this nice suit and graduate from those academy, the Navy Academy, etc. And when they started in Egypt, they were shocked. First of all, I want you to know that me and Tarek, we were the first BDs, so we know the history. Because when we started Viking Egypt 2008, none of the ships exist. We were chartering because the numbers, they were not that big. And they were chartering some Nile cruises from 2008 to 2017. 10 years. 2018 was the time to launch the first one, Viking Ra, then here the Antares, 2019, and now we have the fleet of the six. And with the launch of the big one, start Mr. Hagen to come to visit. Before that, he said, okay, I'm not using my fleet, and the business is not that great. I'm waiting to have my baby grown up a little bit. And at the beginning, when they were preparing him for the launch of the first big one, because this is not the big one, this is the medium size. The smallest one, the Viking Ra 52, the Antares 62. Then the fleet, Aton, Osiris, Hathor, Sobek, they are all 82. And the next two, 2025, 2026, another two, so the fleet will be 10. They are all 82. So the launch of the first one, the 82, which is typical Viking shape, they cannot get the long one, by the way. Like in Europe, it takes 190 or 200 because there is a limit for the height and for the width of the vessels here in the Nile. He was ready, and they told him, he was asking all the time, where is the captain? They said no. The Egyptian team told him the captain is the Rais. And they are born in a family. They are trained with their father and grandfather. This idea was not matching with the mentality of the Norwegian American. You know that. And not only him, before this, like 30 years ago, a British company, they are tour operator, I don't remember the name, maybe Thompson or something like that. They wanted to do the same. Why we have Egyptian rice, and is it the captain? No, we will import everything. We will bring the tourists from England and the captain from England. And this was the biggest mistake. Because simply they were here and they start. And the good thing that they said, we want to keep with every British captain Egyptian rice just in case. Because they were not sure. And exactly that's what happened. They start, within 1-2 months, they surrendered. They said, come on, no way, we need your expertise. Simply why? Because it's not just the science, it's not just the education, it is the expertise, because the width of the Nile and what's in the bottom is varying according to the season and the Nile flood, and also the current speed. When you are in the summer, you have high level of flood, you have more speed, and when you are in the winter, it goes down and it has to be slow, and the draft and the bottom of the Nile, it should be mud. But when it goes to be down, the flood is very low. There is sand, revealed sand with the mud. And the layers of the sand and the mud makes the navigation not that easy at all. And all of a sudden, like in the halfway like this, you can find a small island. Who knows where is the island? Who knows when this island will show up and when this island will disappear? Him, the rice. You got the idea?
Yes.
Okay. Let me tell him what I was telling. أنا ابتديت لهم بس بالمقدمة فكرة الرئيس، مش الراجل أبو بدلة بتاع إنجلترا، واتكلمت على مستر هاجن وازاي هو بقى معتمد على الرئيس المصريين، وكمان على شركه زمان حاولت تجيب انجليز وفشلوا والمصريين هم اللي اشتغلوا. فانا كان يهمني جدا ان انا اقول. By the way, before I back to our issue, we are passing through a very important area. You see some of the small commercial vessels, which is not exist that much. It should be more. Unfortunately, we don't use the commercial that much, and we're losing a lot. There is a small cruise over there with a sailboat. We call it dahabiya. This is like houseboat. You can charter it for a family or for a small group. It takes between 8, max 20. And it goes all the time with the sail as a sailboat, but for sure the wind is not enough all the time. This is why they have a tugboat attached to it. Can you see it?
Yeah, yeah.
This is, you see it several times. And next to the right hand side, you see some shrines. This is ancient tombs and temples. Related to this area, this is the quarry, the main quarry of the sandstone. All the temples we see it in Luxor and in Aswan in between are built by sandstone brought from here to the right hand side and to the left hand side. To the left hand side on the other east bank of the Nile, you will see the walls of the quarry. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Very obvious. You're lucky because not every day we can see it that clear. We call this area Al Silsila, which is the mountain of the chains. Many of the pharaohs, they left their small shrines and some temples to say, I brought my army, I brought my crew to dig and to mine the quarry of the sandstone, to take the best stone for building the temple for you, my God. And we will see to the right hand side, many of those shrines are carved in the quarry itself. We have to the right hand side, we have to the left hand side. Okay? This area we call it Al Silsila, which is the main quarry of the sandstone for all the temples. If some of you want to go out to take a pictures and back, okay, if you want to do it while we are here with the glass, no problem at all. Now, do you have any questions? Do you have any comment you want to ask the gentleman?
Question.
Please.
I'm not seeing like sonar where it's showing the depth, right? So
Actually,
is there some instrumentation that's showing?
okay.
Level at the bottom?
I will pass.
Yeah.
بيتكلم على الجهاز اللي بيوري الأعماق. I think that's enough answer.
So it's all.
They have it, but they don't use it. They have all the technology, and we are related to the satellite, and there is a local authority, we call the Ministry of Navigation. They control all of this, but still the decision is his own decision, and his team, they are three, and they're shifting.
They're not not to call captain, not steering.
There is two. They are three, and he is the main one, and one was sitting here, and one is resting, and they do shifting.
Oh, always on.
One always here, and two they are shifting. Okay.
How do you spell them?
Reyes, R-A-I-E-S. Reyes. Yes, sir.
I figured there must be channels that they follow.
There are
because
channels.
sometimes we're over here,
Yes,
sometimes
we have
we're way over there.
channels.
Do those
and
channels change and
The
shift?
channels,
and-
yes, according to the season and the man flood,
Oh,
and if they have any update, this local authority for the Ministry of Irrigation, they call them and they give the new maps. But still, even those ones, the local authority who run the operation, the reference is those guys. They check with them because this is the main problem. When you have the draft, when you have the bottom is changing as a layers, this is so risky, and they know exactly. Not every island, but even every tree will be here, and they do this. They do sailing at night.
Right.
They sailing at night, so they know what they do, and this is the expertise of our Reyes or our captain, if you want to call him that. We still have to see more of the beautiful shrines, and this is the quarry. You see the walls of the quarry, very obvious.
Yeah.
Most of them have names of kings and pharaohs from the New Kingdom. Another part of the quarry to the left hand side, on the other side or the other bank of the mine. No, it's not true at all. اوكي الست دي بقى بتسالني هي يعني عندها مشكله تسالك انت عايز ابنك يبقى رئيس ولا
لا والله العملية كل مالها مقنطرة حدث معي 3 أولاد 4 أولاد
ما شاء الله
الأربعة اللي في الكلية اللي في بتاع شو صار لي داخل دكتوراه
بالتعليم.
لا في ناس خلصت
الناس خلصت اللي خلصوا ايه بقى؟
ضابط
ضابط وواحد دكتور
واحد فتح استكشاف تصوير
تمام
والثاني في التعليم
بالتعليم دي البنت. Okay, I have a full answer for you. First of all, he has do you know the question that he wanted his son to be a rice in the future? The answer was it's beyond my control. It was his question. And let me tell you, because he told me he had 3 boys and 1 daughter, and the 3 already graduate. One is a police officer, one is a physician doctor, and the third one he has his own business for photography, like cinematography, and the youngest girl, she is in the high school. So it seems none of them will be raised unless he get another wife with a new baby. I'm not sure. والله الفلوس واحد ما تتجوز تاني. That's why he's laughing.
He knew what you were saying.
Yeah.
Well, I think the biggest smile can answer you. Any other questions?
During the flood season, how high would the river be?
Okay. لما نبقى في الصيف والمية بتعلى.
Above the trees or midway through the trees?
اوكي الفروق بتبقى قد ايه؟ يعني مثلا بنوصل لمتر زيادة ولا أقل من كده؟
بيبقى 2 متر وربع
2 متر وربع زي الفل.
كده 25
تمام. The average, when it gets to the highest level, it goes up to 2.25 meters. So it can be the half. It can be like the half or the first third of the cheese.
Okay.
But never submerged because of the dam. Before the dam,
Right.
everything was submerged.
Mm.
But now the dam is controlling this. Okay?
Okay.
Any other things? Do you like to stay with them? Do you like to take a picture of them or with them?